Hello, I'm Maud HEVINK, a PhD student at Maastricht University. Today I want to tell you something about our research on informal caregivers and how they experience support after a dementia diagnosis. So most people receive some form of support after dementia diagnosis, so-called post-diagnostic support. But it's not only relevant to the person with dementia, but also the people around them, such as informal caregivers, often partners or children. Post-diagnostic support offers opportunities for maintaining or even improving quality of life. But when you examine the evidence, it seems to become clear that we have a long way to go when it comes to satisfaction with post-diagnostic support. If we want to offer caregivers a hopeful life with dementia, it is key to increase their satisfaction with post-diagnostic support. And in order to achieve this, the first step is to have an in-depth understanding of their current experiences, barriers, and facilitators of post-diagnostic dementia support. So, as part of the Cognizant study, we conducted a qualitative study on current experiences, barriers, and facilitators of post-diagnostic dementia support. We conducted online interviews and focus groups with informal caregivers in Australia, Canada, the Netherlands, and Poland during COVID times. We used so-called projective techniques in which participants were asked to reflect on the experience of a fictional couple, Thelma, a person being diagnosed with dementia, and her husband, John. This technique focused on the first year following a dementia diagnosis and allowed participants to reflect either on their own experience or the experience of John, a care partner. We included a total of 46 participants using online focus groups and telephone and interviews across 4 countries. Each country analyzed their data, and today I want to highlight some results from our cross-country analysis. In this analysis, we developed a cohesive framework, of which I will show some results today. So when we take a look at dementia post-diagnostic support, it becomes clear that caregivers face some major challenges. First of all, a diagnosis is often life-changing, and caregivers try to focus on possibilities as a means to start accepting the diagnosis. But when we talk about support, they struggle a lot with finding and accessing the right support. But perhaps the biggest struggle they face is adapting to their new role as a caregiver. It poses an enormous challenge, and it has an extensive impact. And last but not least, caregivers express worries about the future, but at the same time, they take matters in their own hands and start undertaking actions to plan their future. So I want to highlight the theme adapting to the role of caregiver. When someone becomes a carer, there are a lot of changes to be dealt with. First of all, carers feel enormous responsibility on behalf of the person with dementia, as illustrated by a carer in the Netherlands who feels responsible for the well-being of a person with dementia. In addition, carers often feel like they are alone and the world places a lot of demands on them, as the carer in Canada explains. And last but not least, the person with dementia often displays changes in behavior or personality changes, and carers face changed behavior such as anger, and this is often very hard for them to deal with. So this was a short explanation of our current results. And I want to thank the Cognizant Consortium, and I want to thank you for taking the time to listen to my presentation. Feel free to send in any questions or contact me by email. Thank you.